What's up guys, it's 2BRICKS and I'm here to bring you a new review of a LEGO set that I was a fan of. I am not a huge Sonic fan by any means. I played the games casually in my childhood and I have some level of nostalgia for the character in the sense that he is something that I recognize. So yeah, I'm going to be bringing you this review as a LEGO fan who is relatively aware of the Sonic world, but more so as somebody who enjoys LEGO and wants to bring you set reviews for the actual physical bricks that you see in front of you. So let's dive in and take a look at all of the crazy stuff that you get in this set. This is a pretty varied set in terms of the pieces and the elements and things, so there's a lot to go over. Let's try to get through it. I did forget to mention, here are the spare pieces, including some alternates that I'll be showing you later on, things that you can swap out in here, which I think is a great inclusion. So yeah, let's dive in and see all those little details up close. All right, with the box and everything out of the way, you can see here obviously this depicts the Green Hill Zone, the kind of home starting point of any Sonic game. And here is the instruction manual, which I think is absolutely beautifully done. It's got the the very retro opening of the first game kind of loading screen here for the front, and then a lot of trivia about the game and the designer who created this set, and as well as a lot of trivia about Sonic the Hedgehog himself. And I really appreciated the way that as you build, you have Sonic collecting each of the gems till at the end he has a full set, and they just have you add one piece to this display plaque as he goes all along the way. So I think that was really cool, and I really like the new way that LEGO is having the figures progressing along this progress bar as you get through the instructions. It's just a fun little way to show you how far along you are in the build, other than of course looking at how far along you are in the pages, but I think that's just a fun little thing and something cool. So yeah, really, LEGO's been really putting in the effort into their instruction manuals lately, and I really appreciate it. So kudos to LEGO. All right, so here is the set itself. These are the spent sticker sheets here, so you can see there are a lot of stickers to cover, and that is something that I have that I found to be kind of annoying about the set. But once you actually get them on there correctly, it looks absolutely fantastic. Unquestionably, this is a great looking set, and I think that the LEGO designers did a really great job of translating the original designer's intent and updating it to make it something really special. So yeah, this obviously includes the terrain here with a bridge. You can jump over and get the floating hovering rings there, which are of course just held up with transparent bar pieces. You can go past the checkpoint here and you can flip it to from red to blue, so I think that's really cool. Do a loop-de-loop, make your way around to this jumping platform here, which does have a little activator at the back, and of course stomp some enemies along the way and get some collectibles, so that's really cool. And then you can see here, these are the kind of parts where you can swap the extra tiles here that are included with extra stickers, so you can have different collectibles and power-ups along the way. So I think that's really fantastic, as well as an alternate face for this guy up here, so he can be more neutral or angry in attack mode. So really great stuff there. So yeah, let's dive in and look at the terrain specifically up close. So you build up each of the terrain sections a chunk at a time, and then you connect them all together, and then you kind of build this base strip around here, this kind of black strip that goes around the whole thing, and it just ties everything together really nicely. I do get the sense that they want you to think of this as a modular set, but it doesn't really function that way because each of the sections kind of flows together in the way that you see it here, and it wouldn't really make sense to do it a different way. But they do leave you some Technic pins here at the end, which does leave the door open for some additional sets in future, which I really like. I do hope that we get an expansion to this, because this is a really wonderful set, as you guys will see. So we have sticker detail down here for, these are printed elements, my bad. So the grass elements here are printed. We have stickers to fill in the texture of the kind of randomized or the alternating kind of brick pattern here for the ground. And so all of this detail that you see at the front is all built up with LEGO plates stacked on top of each other, so 2 of each color. And then along the sides here you have stickers and stickers along the side to kind of continue that pattern, even though you have larger bricks under there. And it would just be, it's more economical for LEGO to include stickers for those sections, and also just for strength and stability reasons, and for you not having to line up so many of those plates in an area like this where it's going to be a little bit more tricky. So I think it was a good compromise to include as much plated detail as they could, and then stickers for the sections where that just wasn't possible. So I think really you get the best of both worlds where that's concerned. I also really like how they use the transparent elements to make parts look like they're floating. I think that works very, very effectively. And of course, you know, you can just remove a section and you could configure it and place it somewhere else. You could take away these power-ups and you could place this floating section here. This guy isn't really able to attach that well. He has a couple of studs here, but I always end up knocking him over. But yeah, so you could kind of somewhat customize the layout, which I think is nice. And then, of course, I think the most important thing is the loop-de-loop for Sonic. He needs to be able to go around and do the full thing, and I think that their translation of that is very nice. It makes sense to have this section kind of be in two parts, one in front and one behind, so you really get to feel that he could cross over and make his way behind and come out of the other side there. So really, really nice on that. So the little activator here for the switch is right there. Let me just place Sonic on top of that, and we'll see if we can make him jump up and collect those rings. I think you'll find, yeah, you're basically just going to kill Sonic. You're going to flip him over, and he's going to land on his face. But it's a nice, I think that, you know, more than anything, just the suggestion of that is really nice. Lego minifigures aren't really designed to do action stuff, so I think that's totally fine. But yeah, from the back here you can see it's still very presentable. You continue the nice patterning and detail and sticker work back here to make sure that this is fully viewable from 360. And there's even a little Easter egg down here, which is, sorry, I keep dropping things, the name of the set designers, and I believe the original inspiration, the original ideas participant in the kind of high score in the back here as a little fun Easter egg. So I think that's really cool. And of course, as Sonic collects these pieces, these rings, you can knock them down so that they're not able to be collected anymore. So you can kind of, it's another way that you can slightly customize the look of this, and then you can reset them later on when he's coming by again. So there's a lot of kind of nice little nods to the game in here, and I think really where they've excelled is the graphic design work, all the kind of pixelated look of everything, and the way that they've integrated the sticker designs in with the actual Lego plated detail. I think it all works fantastically. I ended up putting my stickers on incorrectly, I think 3 times, because I kept messing up because they look so similar, but they do have to be oriented a specific way. So do be sure that you follow very closely and look multiple times before you stick where these stickers are supposed to go, because it adds a ton of detail and a ton of life to the set, but if you apply them wrong, then you have to, it's a whole pain in the butt. So yeah, just do be aware of that. So yeah, let's take a look at the builds for the figures, including one Dr. Robotnik, or slash Eggman, who I have not even touched on yet. I really like that they included this in the set, so let's take a look. So here is Sonic, looking absolutely fantastic to me. I think the expression looks just right, and I think that the amount of spikes that they have, but you know, and then just back printing the tail and the spikes there on his back, I think is perfectly fine. Obviously an insert piece that would go in here and would give us the full look of his back spikes and his tail would be nice, but you know, you can't have every single thing, and I think adding that extra height to his neck to get that piece, to give the clearance to get that piece in there, might not, you know, look the best. So I think what we got is really good, and the printing is fairly consistent. It's fairly opaque. It's obviously not exactly the same color as the arms and the snout there, the parts that are dual molded, but I think that it matches close enough, at least for my eye. It doesn't bother me, especially in person. I think on camera you can kind of make it out a little bit more. You have really nice printing here for the dual molded legs, so he's got the red for the sneakers, he's got the little, even the logo there on the side, or the strap for the side of the shoes there, so that's really great. And the white printing around here for the kind of the socks is done really well. So I think all in all, a very well produced Sonic figure, and I was really happy to get my hands on this. This is one of the main draws for me for the set, is getting a really nicely produced Sonic figure, because I did miss out on the previous Sonic that came in, was it the Lego Dimensions? So very happy to have my hands on this now, so there you go. And then here we have our little crab enemy. He's got the great look with the squinted eyes, and really nicely built up in the detail here, and I love the little crabby claws and how you can kind of pose those up like that. And this rounded plate here almost makes it look like he's got a little smiley face, even though he's an enemy. But yeah, really nice job on that. I think I love when LEGO does built-up characters where it's appropriate. And so, okay, same goes for the bee guy here. And again, his double face that they include is a really nice touch. I really like this more cutesy expression for him, more kind of docile and a little bit dumb. Yeah, I think that's really nice. And again, I did apply the sticker. It looks like a little bit crooked here, but I tried to line these up as best as possible. But again, it's tough when you don't really have any point of reference for these rounded tile elements to apply the stickers the correct way. But I think it's close enough. And yeah, again, really nice shaping on here for the shell thing that he's got on top with the red. I think that was all expertly sculpted in there, so I really can't ask for anything better than that. And then here we have the various power-ups, like I was saying before. So you can have, you could probably just, if you want to, make your life easier, you could place these on the back. If you really don't want to, like, keep popping off and swapping these, you could get as many of them as you want or as you can here, and then just have one left over. So you could just swap them around that way. I don't know, that kind of works. But obviously, if you're not lazy like me, you can just switch them the proper way, and you get a lot of different variation in there. So I think that's really nice. So here are these are all stickers, by the way. Here they all are in detail, or up close. And there you go. So those are those. And then finally, whoop, we have Robotnik. And I don't know why when I first saw this set, I assumed that this was going to be a figure that was stuck into his little pod here. I actually thought he was built into it, but no, he can fully come out. And he has these wonderful builds here for the skinny legs and the big pointy shoes. And I think that just looks absolutely fantastic here, especially with the giant arms. And he can pose his arms up and down like that. And yeah, the big white gloved hands at the end looks absolutely great. The dome here is a printed piece for his glasses, and I think using a combination of that and then the tile detail in here, genius. So yeah, I really love the solution here for Robotnik. That's just fantastic. I mean, that's great stuff. So yeah, and then his little hover pod just kind of can be going around the scene. This is a printed element here, and you can kind of have him showing up to create havoc, or just have him waiting at the end of the stage to face Sonic as the final boss. So these are stickered elements here, and here, and here. The gray of the stickers doesn't match quite so well with the rest of the gray for the light bluish gray color for the main body of the ship. But again, it's something that I think you pick up more on camera than in person. I can see both right now, and in person it's definitely not as noticeable. And yeah, I think the build for this is simple but very effective and really captures the way that it looks in the game. So again, a fantastic job, and I just think the ability to just plop him in there and have him sit down is absolutely great. So I really couldn't ask for more. I think this is perfect. And here are the myriad spare pieces, and including a full extra set of the gem pieces there that came with the stand, and a couple of interesting shapes. Like, I really enjoy these half-rounded tiles here, so I was really glad to get some of those. And then just kind of your standard fare, the tiny pieces that you'd expect. One of these blue inkwell pieces, which I think is really nice, and some the little kind of silver claw in here, and a couple of tiles. Yeah, it's just a good all-around selection, and I think something that will definitely be good to dump into your spare parts bin, and a lot of cool stuff to look through. And what is really nice is that there is actually the inclusion of these two elements here. So we have a stud with a hole in it, and one of these kind of mounting pieces right here. And I'll show you in a second what you can use that for. This is something really useful. So if you take those two pieces and you place them with the stud facing up and the display stud facing down, so you have a stud on either side, you can place this little assembly under here. This is just me talking, by the way. This is not part of the official instructions or anything. You can place it on the underside of the ramp here, and then you can have your Sonic figure upside down on the inside of the loop-de-loop, looking like he's fully clearing the stage and going all the way around. So I think that's a really nice accidental inclusion there that actually adds a ton of value. I wish that there was an official way to display the figure this way, but I'm really glad that just using the pieces included in the set, you can achieve it just like that, super easy. So there you go. I think that's the best way to display Sonic. I like the included stand and everything, but seeing him in action going around the loop-de-loop there is obviously the way to go. Alright, so it's time to ask, who is this set for? Well, it is very bright and colorful, and it is video game themed, and Sonic is a child-friendly character, but I don't think very young kids are going to get a kick out of this set. It is marked as a 18+ set, and I think that is purely because of the patience and skill required to line up all the different single-tiled elements. It can get pretty tedious having to repeat those patterns over and over again, and even when you're building the actual grass terrain on the top there's a lot of individual plates that have to be stacked side by side with the alternating colors, and it really can get quite tedious if you're somebody that doesn't have a lot of patience, like a very young kid. So that is something that I think is a decent consideration. But if you have a kid who's really patient and into doing things very methodically, I think that they would have absolutely no problems assembling this set. There's nothing tricky technique-wise, there's nothing that is going to break your brain in terms of how things connect. It's all very straightforward, and the instructions are very clear. So I think 18+ is, again, a little bit of overkill, but I think that's more a suggested age range of who would get enjoyment out of it, particularly kids, adults who played the Sonic games a lot growing up but continue to play them today. I think they're going to get a real kick out of this. But if you have kids in the mid-teens and up who enjoy the Sonic property, who maybe just recently seen the movies and gotten into Sonic, I think that they're gonna actually get a lot out of this set. So yeah, I think it's a little bit misleading in terms of the difficulty range, because it is technically an easy set to put together. It just does require a lot of patience, and I think I did a decent job of lining up all of the plates and things, but I can still see parts where I'm just my OCD is nagging at me to get them to be just a little bit straighter. So I can definitely see the frustration element there. So yeah, Sonic fans are gonna Sonic video game fans are gonna get an absolute kick out of this. I know technically Green Hill Zone is featured in one of the Sonic movies a little bit. I haven't seen the second one. Actually, I haven't seen the first one either, but I've seen the trailers and things for it. And so yeah, I guess if you're familiar, you may like this if you haven't played the games, but it's really tailored towards that 8-bit gaming experience from the originals. So I think that's definitely who they're trying to appeal to with this, and yeah, I think that's fine. So in terms of would I buy this, or would I recommend this, should you buy it? I think if you like the look of what you see here, and this brings you some joy, and you think this would be fun to have on a shelf, then I think go for it. I think the price is reasonable. The part count is through the roof. So I mean, on paper the value is there, but obviously tons and tons of those parts go into really tiny 1x1 tiles and plates to build up all of that detail. But I think if you're hesitant about it, you may want to wait and see if you can get this on sale. I don't know if you'll be able to, because it's an idea set, and those tend to be a little bit more premium, a little bit more exclusive. Or wait and see if they end up producing a second or a third set to expand the lineup, and at that point it might be worth pulling the trigger and being able to create a whole layout and a whole kind of game that's all kind of connected together. I think would be really cool. So yeah, it's kind of up to you on that one, but I think that the value subjectively is there, and the value objectively in terms of the volume of plastic that you're getting, I think is good on this set. And I think that the attention to detail with the graphics and the graphic design, and the stickers and the prints are all really excellent and expert. There's nothing there that's lacking, so it's really just about you and your personal feelings and whether this makes you happy. So make your own call on that one, I guess, but I would say no one's going to regret buying this set, for sure. I definitely was very happy with it once I put it together, and I've had it for some weeks now, and I've been displaying it and very happy to see it. I keep it near my desk, so yeah, even me as not a hardcore Sonic fan, I still get a lot of joy out of it. So those are my thoughts. I hope that you guys did enjoy this review. I hope that I showed you everything that you wanted to see, and if there's anything that I missed out on or anything that I got wrong, please yell at me about it in the comments. I do like to hear about that from you guys. And hopefully you guys will stick around and see what I have next on the review list, because there are a lot of sets that I've recently gotten that I really love, that I would like to give you guys reviews of. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next review. Bye for now.